The water.
Totally.
Yo guys, we're gonna leave. We'd love to meet you again if that's a possibility. Let's exchange information, let's catch up again. Next week. Shah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I hope to see you again.
Have to come back next
So
month.
let's see, I'm kind of busy till Wednesday, I'm not sure. But let's exchange information, let's figure it out. What do you say?
I have a boyfriend now.
I have a boyfriend too. I'm a dumb. I thought you were talking about the shit that doesn't matter.
Well, no, I appreciate
That's
it.
friends, we can be friends.
What?
So much eye contact, how come? If you are telling him, I can't create so much eye contact.
I understand. Are you sure? Are you sure? I can exchange information, let's see how it goes. And
I am telling it won't go for me.
if it does not, it doesn't matter. Listen, I can remember your number. Fuck it.
9
Excuse me, guys. Seconds. Are you from Bangalore? Where are you guys going after this? Home or?
Yeah, we're planning to chill at home only. Like with some friends waiting over. Then it's hard.
Kind of hard. But I would love to meet you again if that's a possibility. What's your number? Give me your number.
Are you sick and tired of going out, approaching goals back to back, getting the numbers but not being able to take it forward? Maybe you approach the girl, you think it's a really good conversation, you get a number, but when you text her, she's not responding to you. Now, this is one of the most common occurrences which happens in game all the time. So if you're a new guy, maybe you're a guy who's an intermediate guy, you've been approaching girls, you've been getting numbers, and you have a decent hand at it, but you still don't know how to take it forward, then this video is for you. So I see a lot of guys going in the field, getting numbers back to back, and this was the case with me as well. Back in the day, I could go in the field and I could get 20 to 30 numbers in one night, right? 20 to 30 numbers, but none of them were solid number closes, and it was just like I'm doing everything that I know, like I'm doing everything properly, but I don't know where I'm going wrong, right? I'm getting the numbers, I think I'm doing good because I'm getting the results, but those numbers, they're not going into anything else. So if that is happening to you, you have to understand why this happens. So even before we talk about the tricks and techniques that you can use to improve your response rate from the girls, it's very important to understand why this happens. Now, this usually happens because around the world, girls will give their numbers to anyone. They'll just give their numbers to you if they just want to be polite. They just want you to leave from there, they'll give you the number. And I see a lot of beginners and a lot of people who are intermediate in this craft going out, approaching girls just to get the number. As soon as they get the number, they eject. And the girl usually senses that, okay, this guy's gonna leave, so if I just pass him the number, it's gonna be much easier for him to leave. It's gonna be an excuse, I'm not gonna respond to him, I don't really have to. So you have to understand, you have to calibrate between a girl being polite or a girl being invested, and that's why she's giving you the number. You have to differentiate between that. Now, once the girl goes back, she backward rationalizes, and she backward rationalizes the approach. She thinks that, okay, maybe this is not right. Maybe she texting a random guy out of the blue who approached her is not the best thing to do, because the guy can be anyone. And guys, you have to understand, girls will always backward rationalize, and this is because of the social conditioning, right? The social conditioning, especially in a place like India, where you approach a girl and the girl goes back and she's like, okay, maybe this is too wrong, right? Maybe this means that I'm an easy girl or something like that, and she backward rationalizes and she doesn't want to text you at that time. Now you have to understand, when you're talking to the girl, the emotional wavelength is completely different from when she goes back. So when she goes back, she's not feeling the same emotions, not at the same level. And when she goes back, the emotions are at bay. So she's thinking about it logically, she's thinking about it, and she's rationalizing it that, okay, I shouldn't text this guy. Now, there are a lot of tricks and techniques that you can use to improve your response rate. However, you also have to understand that you have to calibrate whether the girl is being polite. Is she giving you the number because she wants you to fuck off? Or is she giving you the number because she actually wants to talk to you? And you can calibrate this by the level of investment of the girl, whether the girl is investing in the conversation. Now, sometimes I understand, even if the girl is super invested, everything is going amazing, you still don't get a response. And there are reasons for that. Maybe she has a boyfriend, maybe she's backward rationalizing the approach, maybe she's going back, she's talking to a friend, and her friends are telling her, hey, don't talk to a random guy. Anything can be the reason, right? There can be multiple reasons for that, so you don't have to think about that. But there are certain things that you can do to make sure that your approach is right, to make sure that your approach is correct, and to make sure that you get you have higher probability of getting a response. And what are those things? Now, the first thing is make her invest in the conversation. Now, I see a lot of people just talking to the girl. It's a one-sided conversation. The girl is not invested. She has probably reached the social hook point, which means that she is asking you questions. Where are you from? What do you do? And things about your life. So she seems a bit interested, but she's not yet reached the sexual hook point. And it's very important in a conversation that you reach the social hook point as soon as possible and then you jump onto the sexual hook point. Because, guys, if there is no sexual hook point, the girl is not going to be that interested when she's texting you. She's just going to text you like a friend, like a platonic friend. And maybe her investment is not that much and she's going to backward rationalize, should I even reply back to him? Now, a lot of times you will not be able to figure out the reason because, maybe she has a boyfriend, maybe she has something going on in her life and maybe she doesn't want to spoil that too. But guys, as I already said, there are certain things that you can control, and that is basically having an inside joke with the girl. And these things are going to improve the probability of getting a response back. For example, there was this time when I got at a very good level of game. I was approaching a lot of girls, getting a lot of numbers, but I realized if I'm not pulling the girl the same night, the response rate is like 50-50. I'm getting 50% responses. I'm not getting, the 50% of the numbers I've closed. So I decided, okay, I have to change something in my game because I'm number closing so many girls. I don't want to lose all those potential dates. Now, when I'm number closing the girl, always I have this inside joke with her. I have some kind of an inside joke with her, or maybe, when I'm closing her number, when I'm getting a number, I click a funny picture with her. And the reason I do that is because I can send her that picture and that will get her in the same emotional headspace in what she was when we were together. And she's gonna think, okay, he's a cool guy, I'm gonna text him back. Now, apart from that, that is just one simple trick that I use, clicking a picture as soon as a number closer. The second thing is I never eject. I never eject after getting the number. So if I've gotten the number, I'm just gonna keep on talking. It's not like I'm just there to get her number, so that she also understands, hey, I really want to know her. There's genuine desire of knowing her. It's not that I'm doing some fucking activity to get her number and get the fuck out of there. And most of the guys I see in the field do this mistake. They go out there, they talk to the girl, right? They want to get the number. As soon as they get the number, they eject and they run off. They go back to the wings and they're high-fiving their wings. The girl fucking sees that. Right? This happened with us in a boot camp with this guy. He met this girl and he's like, hey man, I don't think I have the balls to approach this girl. She's way out of my league. And she was actually pretty beautiful. So the guy went over there, he approaches the girl, he gets the number, he comes back to me and he's like, hey, I got the number. Right? And this was the girl of his dreams at that time, right? This guy was just starting pickup and he's like, I got the number, I'm so happy. This boot camp is so much fun. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Just run away. Run away because the girl was looking and the girl definitely did not respond because she knows that, maybe this is a dare, maybe this is some sort of a weird trick that he's playing. Now guys, once you're talking to the girl, always understand you're not there to get the number. You're there to know her as a person. The objective is not the number. The objective is to know her as a person. So when you're talking to her, make her feel that you want to know her, not that you just want to get the number and you just want to go off somewhere. That doesn't work. Now, another thing I would use is when I'm saving my phone number, if the girl gives me a phone to save my name in a number, I would save it something like Arun Daddy or something. So when my phone call pops up, she's gonna be like, okay, damn, he's this guy. Damn, he's a funny guy, right? And I have a very funny story with this. Now, there was this one girl I met in Bangalore, right? I saved my number as Arun Daddy, right, in her phone. And she goes back, she's like, hey, I'm going back to my hotel. I'm staying with a couple of friends, but I'm gonna call you. So after the club, she's like, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna tell my friends to leave the hotel. And why don't you come over after that? I'm like, cool. The girl goes back. She loses her phone in the cab, right? She loses her phone in the cab. She goes back to the hotel. I'm trying to call her because, either I sleep or either I go to her room. So I'm trying to call her and the cab driver answers and she's like, sir, aapki beti has, she has left the phone in the car. Your daughter has left the phone in the car and, I'll be a good Samaritan. I'll just go back to the hotel and give it to her. And I'm like, yeah, definitely we should do that. And and the girl calls me from a friend's phone. So I tell her what is happening, right? And funny enough, before that, the cab driver goes there and he tells the girl's name right on the counter and he's like, yeah, the father called and this is the phone. He gives the phone on the counter. The girl says, it's fucking weird. He thinks my father called. I don't know why is he calling you my father? right? And it was just a very funny moment. Now, understand, guys, these are small tricks and techniques I use in my game. But guys, one thing you have to understand is even these tricks and techniques won't really work if the girl is not invested in the conversation, if she really does not want to know you. And how do you get her to invest in the conversation? First of all of the tricks of using open-ended questions, talking to her about her life, all of this is okay, but she has to see that genuine desire. She has to see that you are a person who genuinely wants to know her, all right? Because a lot of people are doing game, doing pickup, doing the approaches, one approach after the other, and they're not fully focused, they're not full-hearted towards that approach. It doesn't seem that they want to know the girl. It seems that they just want to do the approach. So don't be like that. Don't be a guy who's going back to back. I mean, go back to back, but be fully invested in every approach. What I mean by that is be fully invested and be full-hearted towards each and every approach. Make the girl feel like you actually want to know her. And apart from that, guys, another thing I figured which works really well in my game is if I'm doing night game and if I have a lot of social proof in the club, right? Maybe I'm shaking the hands with the bouncer, shaking the hands with the manager, talking to the DJ, and the girl is just over there. She's seeing all this social proof. Now with this social proof, she's not gonna flake on me. She's gonna respond back to me because she thinks I'm a brand, alright? She thinks this guy is a known guy. Everyone knows him, he's a cool guy, he will not be a creep, right? All of those backward rationalization thoughts are completely gone. So make sure when you're going out, there's a concept called farming and we're going to talk about it in the coming videos. So when you're going out, you're talking to everyone. You're talking to the bartender, you're talking to the bouncer, you're talking to the manager, you're talking to each and everyone. If you're doing day game, you're talking to the guards, you're talking to the shopkeepers, you're talking to the vendors, you're talking to the mall people, everyone, the staff over there, right? So once you have that kind of social proof built, and for that, I'll give you a mission this week. Just go out there, select 3 to 4 locations where you want to do game and stick to them. Stick to them for a while, approach people over there, approach the people over there who work over there, as well as people, not for game purpose, basically. Approach the people who are working over there, approach the people who are, hired over there, approach the people who have to be there on a regular basis. So when you see them again, you create a pattern of saying hi to them. And when you're talking to the girl, you see all these people, she sees that you know all of these people, you have ultimate social proof. Now with that social proof, your flake rate is going to decline a lot. Guys, it's going to decline a lot. They're not going to flake on you. But they're also going to text you by themselves because in their mind, at that time, you're a fucking brand, right? You're a brand. Everyone knows you. You're a cool guy and you're also introducing you, being polite to everyone. So she thinks like, okay, this guy is, socially calibrated individual. He's a well socially intelligent guy. And apart from the social proof, there's also one more thing that you can do. And that is emotionally connecting to the girl in the first conversation itself. Now, there is no set rule. I have had solid number closes in 1 minute as well where the girl is leaving. But, I connected with her on an emotional level in a single minute. I've had 30 minutes conversations not going anywhere. So there is no rule of thumb. How are you going to feel? How are you going to feel that it's a solid number close or maybe this number close is not going to go anywhere is by talking to the girl. And when you're talking to the girl, feel how emotionally you are invested in the conversation. Because guys, understand there's a law of emotional transference which states that whatever emotions you're feeling while you're having a conversation with a girl, the girl is going to be feeling emotions on a similar level. Now, it's not she's going to feel the same emotions, but emotions on a similar level. So if you're going to feel, okay, I actually like this girl, I'm emotionally invested in this conversation, and she's going to feel the same. So when I'm talking to the girl, I'm not only thinking, okay, I'm talking to the girl and I just want to grab a number. I'm just thinking, hey, I'm talking to this person. I actually want to know this person. And, she seems like a cool person, but I want to know more about her. I want to know everything that is to her. And with that kind of a mindset, when I'm thinking about all of these things, my emotions are getting transferred to her. And that is when she's emotionally invested in the conversation. Now, we've also created a video where you can actually see how you can get a girl emotionally invested in a conversation. I'll leave the link above. Apart from that, guys, that's how you get a solid number close. So if you're not getting the results that you really want, I would also strongly suggest that you join our Facebook group. Because in our Facebook group, there are veterans. There are people who have done game for a couple of years, people who have really advanced in this craft. And apart from that, you can share your reports over there and you'll get valuable feedback. So join the group and you won't have this problem again.